you are also living for the people who are connected to you. And if you don't take seriously the weight of the people who are coming, you will live carelessly and self-centered, and you will mismanage the doors that God gives you. Preach, man of God. Hey, everybody. How are you? How are you? Man, come on in. I know it's a holiday, but come on in, invite people. I'm getting ready to go on and invite people. And so come on, invite people down. Today is going to be a revisitation, but it's going to also be a push forward. And so I really want to help people tonight. And so I want you to jump on. So if you don't mind, invite people. I'm gonna give it a minute because I really want people to join me tonight. So come on, invite people right now. If you don't mind, invite people right now. Okay. I am sending it to some people. All right. So come on, invite people right now. Jump on, join me. Let me see. I'm making some. Okay. All right. Come on, everybody. Just everybody join me tonight. Invite people to jump on. Invite people to join us now. All right. The numbers are still lower than I want them to be. So come on, invite people, encourage people to jump on. I'm excited. As you know, I haven't preached at our church in 2 weeks. So, but I will be there on Sunday. So let's come on, let's grow together tonight. I want to thank Pastor Cheatham for preaching yesterday. He did a great job, and I'm appreciative. And again, I'm looking at the Facebook numbers; they're low, and our overall numbers. So come on, invite somebody, because a part of what I want to do tonight is I really want to help everyone I can tonight. Yes, happy Labor Day to you. So come on, join me tonight. Let me see, who else can I invite? Okay, I got a couple of people I'm inviting, and I'm gonna get started. All right. Okay. Let's begin with some real honest conversation. Are you enjoying your life? Now, as I jump into this, one of the things I'm going to want to talk about is not just enjoyment from having fun or having a good time, but actually enjoyment from the whole idea of being fulfilled in life. Okay, I'm done. All right. I'm not just talking about enjoying life, like you have a good vacation, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about living a life of absolute completion where you are actually achieving the things that you feel created to achieve. You are walking out the things you feel created to walk out, and you are pursuing the things you feel like you're called to pursue. And one of the things that's very powerful for me is the fact that whenever I see someone who's really living out life and fulfilling purpose and everything that comes with that, I am excited for them because I understand that ultimately at the end of the day, no one lives fulfilled lives without there being intentional effort. No one lives a happy, prosperous, fulfilled life. No one enjoys life without there being intentional effort. Couple that with the fact that life isn't going to be easy. Life is going to be challenging. Life is going to have challenges. You're going to find some things happening to you that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. But the one thing that you discover is the fact that when you make that decision that you want to live life to the fullness, then what ends up happening is you end up discovering that God was always up to something, right? That God was always up to something. And that if you give yourself to God in a way that is meaningful, you will see God do extraordinary things. So, welcome everybody. So let's go to work. Let's go to work tonight, and let's see if we can't give you some interesting insights. Now, what's interesting is what I'm going to actually review my book, Keys to Your Best Life, 10 Keys to Your Best Life. And you can still buy it, and I would encourage, if you didn't purchase it yet, you can still purchase it, and or you can reach out to me and at gufeducation.com, gufeducation@gmail.com, gufeducation@gmail.com, and request the book, and I will make sure you get it. Okay. So part of what I want to do is that, but I want to put up a definition tonight on enjoying life. And go ahead and put it up for me, Ray. Enjoying life means to find peace, pleasure, and satisfaction in doing it. When I talk about it, I'm talking about life in general, in doing it and experiencing all that comes with it, right? Enjoying life means to find peace, pleasure, and satisfaction in doing it. Okay. And so, man, I just thought of somebody I need to send this to, who needs to jump on. And what's scary is that it is that for most of us, we spend our lives and we don't enjoy it. We just endure it. We don't enjoy it. We don't wake up every day enjoying life. Put that definition up for me one more time, Ray. That definition up for me one more time. That enjoying life means to find peace. That's inwardly. To find pleasure. That's the heart. And to find satisfaction. That's your sense of total existence. That you find peace, pleasure, and satisfaction in doing it. In waking up every day and doing life. You do life. You wake up every day and you do life. I see my daughter Alexis is up here. Good to see you. You wake up every day and you endure life and you enjoy life. And you just don't endure life. You just don't tolerate life. But you're actually engaged in impacting the conditions that makes life pleasurable, satisfying, and peaceful for you. Again, most of us have become passive in pursuing the life we desire, and we just simply tolerate life. We just take it. We take whatever it gives us. We take whatever happens to us. We just kind of put up with it. And what we fail to understand is that at the end of the day, we miss the beauty of life. And so part of what I want to do today is I want to talk about what I discovered a few years ago as the 10 keys to living a fulfilled life, the 10 keys to living your best life, the 10 keys to being a productive person, the 10 keys to waking up every day and living out the life that you desire and fulfilling and living a fulfilled life. And I'm telling you now, and one of the reasons why I get up here every Monday, despite how I feel, despite what I'm dealing with from day to day, and the dean and the pastor and all this other stuff, despite all of that, the reason I get up here every Monday is because I want to show you that your life can be filled with a lot of demand and a lot of stress and a lot of stuff, and you can still wake up every day and have the most enjoyable life. You can still wake up every day and be fulfilled and content. You can still wake up every day and not want anybody else's life and not do any and not work in a way whereby somebody else's life becomes your desire. You can live in a way where you literally are enjoying life and everything that comes with it. And so I want to give you these 10 keys. And again, Ray, if you can put up the book cover, it comes from my book, and some of you have it. But if you don't have it, you don't have to do Amazon. You can email me at gufeducation@gmail.com, gufeducation@gmail.com. You can email me and say, I want the book. You can give us your name and your address. And then I will shoot back a method of payment and a confirmation that the book is being mailed. Okay, here it is. The first key is you practice being a praiser daily. Now, if I had to go back and rewrite this, I would kind of change some of the language for my own personal growth and development. But today, what I want to do is I want to give you what were the topics and the titles in the book. One, you practice being a praiser daily. What does that mean? It has to do with gratitude. It has to do with gratitude. And I'm telling you now, the reason why some people are miserable is not because they're miserable by nature, it's because they lack gratitude. Gratitude is when you look at life and you appreciate every day what God is doing. And it allows you, hey, Dr. Pat, I'm excited, St. Paul, because I'm going to introduce you to a guy through our leadership training that's going to become a part of St. Paul in helping us develop this new group of leaders. And when I say new group, I mean even the old group is going to start thinking new after you hear him, right? And that's one of those, that's an example. I am grateful for God letting me connect to Dr. Pat, right, out of Texas, connecting to him. You know, it's amazing that God wants you to live a life where you are grateful, and you're grateful for so many things, right? Because there's so many little things God is doing. And so one of the goals of the forces of evil is to make your life so intolerable until you don't know how to find good things and thus to be grateful and to sell it and to celebrate them. Celebrate the good things that God is doing in your life. I had a conversation this weekend. I was away. I was actually in Maryland. That's why I went to church yesterday. I was in Maryland performing the wedding for my nephew, which was such an honor for me. And it was interesting. One of my family members said something that really grieved me. He said, Unc, for 43 years I've lived, and I can't think of one good memory. I can't think of one good thing in my life. And what grieved me was the fact that, you know, here's a young man who I think who still has a wonderful life, but he couldn't find one good thing that he was grateful for, or something that had happened in his life that would make him be grateful. And it dawned on me, my mother loved him unconditionally. That was something that he could be grateful for, but he didn't see it as gratitude. And what happens to a lot of us, you ready, is that we let our lives be sucked in, or we get sucked into a place where we don't see the little things as worth being grateful for. Our foreparents, our ancestors, as some would call them, our foreparents were interesting because they would say stuff like, I woke up this morning in my right mind. They found reasons to be grateful. What's up, Simmons? One more year, man, and you're going to have that D-man, something to be grateful for. Many of you need to understand that God overwhelms you every day with little things that if you ignore them, you miss reasons to be grateful. You got to practice being a praiser daily. And what this does is that this creates a faith outlook, and the faith outlook allows you to see that there's nothing too hard for God. When you're grateful, it allows you to develop a faith outlook that basically says there's nothing too hard for God. Because there's nothing too hard for God, I am always available to a possibility that something's going to happen that's going to make my life better. Gratitude. So you got to practice gratitude. Everybody put in the thread practice. You got to practice gratitude. You got to practice it every day, right? You got to practice it. I got up, on yesterday, my wife flew in for the wedding. And when she got off the plane and walked outside of the airport and I saw her and I hugged her and I kissed her, I said to myself, man, what a joy to just have this time with her. Gratitude. You gotta practice this. Because again, when all you do, Jeff Dennis, when all you do is think of the things that are wrong in your life, you're never going to enjoy the life you have. You got to practice gratitude. Everybody do me a favor right now. Stop and invite 5 people. I promise you, everybody in your life needs to hear this. Here's the second thing. You got to make peace with your past. You got to make peace with your past. I said to my nephew the other day, on Saturday night, him and his wife, I said to them, one of the keys to successful marriage is forgiving faster than you are offended. And I know that sounds really crazy. Forgiving faster than you are offended. Meaning that you have to slow down how quickly you become offended. And you have to speed up how quickly you forgive. Wow. You got to slow down the pace for how quickly you get offended. You need to not be offended so quickly, so easily. And watch this. And if you get offended and if you get offended so quickly, so easily, go track the source of why that is such a sore spot for you. Go track the source of why that's a sore spot for you. Here's one of the most amazing things I've discovered in life is that a life where you are slowly offended would be a life where you are willing to easily forgive. One of the things I love about the life that God has given me is that God will allow you to go through pain, but never allow the pain to settle in your being, which now gives you the freedom to transition quickly to new space because you're not stuck in the old space of unforgiveness, even if that unforgiveness is yourself. Meaning then that you've got to conquer the tendency to have regrets and see that whatever mistake you made, it was designed to mature you, even if in a season it wounded you. Even if in a season it hurt people you love. You got to still see the mistake as a growth opportunity, which means that at some point you will move past it and it cannot be used to hinder you because God may allow people to have it in their memory, but he would not give them the authority for it to damage your future. Oh, wow. Wow. He won't give them the authority to use it to damage your future. Now, you're probably saying, but wait a minute, sir. How about people who made mistakes 10 years ago, is brought up in social media, and they lose their position? Let's know the difference between losing a position and losing your joy, losing a position and losing your future. You may take my position because of a failure that I've made, but you cannot block my destiny because if you were not in the place where I executed it, you technically don't have the authority to ruin me. And even if it throws me off in terms of this, it may actually be repositioning me for something else. You've got to be able to see that your past is not supposed to constantly determine how you view yourself and how you view the things around you. Meaning then, you got to learn to forgive faster than you are offended. But you then have to seek forgiveness from those you hurt. You have to find a way to reconnect, even if it's not for the future, but it's for the ending of something in the past. And I need you to get this. God has a way. Do not miss this today. Failure can reposition you for greater. Failure can reposition you for greater. It can. And some of you have got to get past it. So you got to make peace with your past. You got to make peace with your past. And then finally, you have to release those who should not be affecting you anymore. You have to release those who should not be affecting you. You got to make peace with your past. Starting Thursday is the NFL season. Everybody is 0-0. No one is presently considered to be the Super Bowl champion 2024, 2023. That's coming. Right now, everybody who goes to bed and wakes up Thursday morning will have a chance to win the championship. It doesn't matter what team look like in the preseason. Everybody wakes up on Thursday morning in NFL has a chance to win the Super Bowl. Here's the thing you got to understand, is that only one team won last year and only 53 players won last year. So all of the other, let me see, 1,600 players in the NFL that didn't win the championship, they wake up Thursday not worrying about not winning last year, but looking forward to this year. Why are you still waking up and waddling in the failures of a previous season? You got to wake up one day and say, I'm past all of the pain, all of the mistakes, because I've made peace with my past. Here's the third thing. This is all in my book, so you can purchase the book. If you don't have it, you can purchase the book. It's called 10 Keys to Your Best Life. Here's the third thing. Quit quitting. I'm only going to do 2 more, and then I'll come back next week and finish this. Quit quitting. What does that mean? Don't give up on those things that are good for your future. Everybody put in the thread, quit quitting, quit quitting, quit quitting, quit quitting. Stop quitting, right? Last week, I had an amazing chance to spend 3 days with our 2nd and 3rd year D-Min students. A couple of them are up here right now. And the thing that's so amazing about spending time with them was all of them have a reason to quit. Some of them have even quit. Some of them even walked away, but they came back. And one of the things that I've learned about people who quit quitting is that they thought about quitting, but then they chose not to quit because they decided that finishing is a statement of their faith. Wow. Finishing is a declaration of your faith. Finishing is a declaration of your faith. Finishing, I'm going to say it 2, 3, 7, 6, 3, 9 more times. Finishing is a declaration, Pastor Anthony Furby, of your faith. Finishing is a declaration of your faith. When you finish, your faith is declared in completion. And so what's amazing then is that when you quit quitting, you start living. You cannot enjoy life when all you have is a cemetery of failed attempts at success, or failed attempts at efforts. You need to have more than a birthing place. You need to have a place whereby you are completing the very things that God has created you to do and to accomplish. Can I encourage anybody today that you cannot keep quitting? You got to finish. You got to finish, right? So what does that mean? It means that you don't give up on things that you have identified as good for you, but it also means that you stay focused on the things that advances you, the things that get you the way you want to get to, the things that allows you to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. You are focused. Everyone say focus. You are focused on the things that you know get you the way you need to get to. So even if there appears to be a delay, there will never be a denial, because you are always recognizing that there's something I have to complete, I have to achieve, I have to accomplish. And here's the other thing tied to it. You got to stop speaking failure while you're still trying. You got to stop speaking failure while you're still trying. While you're still trying. While you're still trying. You got to stop telling yourself it ain't going to happen while you're in the middle of it, right? I'll give you a good example. I was driving Saturday to Maryland to do my nephew's wedding on Sunday, and I'm driving, and the traffic picks up, right? And so I'm dealing with traffic now, right? I'm dealing with traffic. Well, I notice the exit lane, the express lane is open. The express lane is open, or lanes are open. So I moved to the express lanes, and I'm noticing something. I'm noticing how many people did not make the investment to qualify for the express lanes. Oh, you got to get this. They chose to travel the path where they know the potential for traffic is there. You've got to make a decision that you're going to make the investments so you can move forward, Karen, because you know that if you don't make certain investments, you're going to get stuck in places where you're going to be delayed. And one of the amazing things is that God wants your life to be a life lived with possibilities. So if you quit stuff that you don't even know what it can potentially do for you, you will always be stuck. I have found the ability to talk about my journey in becoming the dean. And the one thing is that I start for many people in January 21, but January 21 is really not where it got started. Where this got started, you ready, Dr. Paul Flowers? Before I even knew you existed, when this got started was in August of 1988, when I walked into the doors of the Sam DeWitt Proctor School of Theology. It started in 1988. And as I walked through the journey, right, and got to 2005, where I started my D-Min work, and I finished 4 years later. I didn't finish with my original group. I finished 4 years later. Dr. Flowers knows what I'm talking about. At the point that I finished in 2009, I was now credentially prepared for the opportunity. Here's what you got to get. If you don't have discernment for your future, you will keep quitting, and you will never know what you could have been until you stand before God in the place of judgment. I don't care whether you believe that stuff or not. Here's what I know. Some of you have not given yourself, I've been saying it, and one of my sons, Stephen Andrews, picked up on it when I was preaching in Dothan a couple of weeks ago. And I say it all the time. You got to give God, Lumpkin, you got to give God the material to make the life that you want. You got to give God the material that God can build out the life you want. You got to give God the material that God can build out the life you want. If I didn't give God the D-Min, then I didn't have the material to build out the life of becoming the dean. I need somebody to wake up and get this. You got to give God the material. Right? You got to give God the material. Meacham Lamar Clark is up here. Meacham Lamar Clark is one of the most gifted men I've ever met in the area of music. He is absolutely phenomenal. He was my minister of music. We'll have that conversation later. He's my minister of music. But the interesting thing about Meacham was that when Meacham worked for me, you want to know what Meacham would do? I say this all over the country. Meacham would go and play the organ. He would practice the organ in the dark. When other people were lazy, not putting in the work, Meacham was in the dark playing. Can I blow your mind and tell you something amazing? Your greatest work is in the dark, is when nobody sees you. Because when the lights come on, you can't practice. And so you got to quit quitting the habits that are necessary for producing the person you want to be. You got to quit quitting the stuff that gives you the capacity to live out your life. What is it you want to do? You can't enjoy life if you're not fulfilling purpose, if you're not walking out destiny, if you're not giving God the stuff that allows God to say, now I can trust you with this. Now I can put you in this kind of relationship. Now I can show you what opportunities are in front of you. You got to quit quitting. I got excited. You got to quit quitting. You cannot keep quitting because you don't like what it costs you in the moment. You got to quit quitting. So stop speaking failure when you're still trying. You got to quit quitting. You got to quit writing resignation letters just because somebody gives you a new expectation. You got to quit quitting. You got to stop walking away because you've been challenged or because now you got some conflict that actually is designed to grow you. I shared a story with a friend of mine, and the story was about when I was a younger pastor and at Union Bethel Baptist Church, and I had a really bad deacons meeting, and I was frustrated. I had a really bad deacons meeting, so I went past my mom and dad's house, which was about 12, 15 minutes away from the church I was pastoring, and I walked in, and I just went off, venting about everything that was going on, and how unfair it was. My mom looked at me, and my mom said, "Son, the question I have for you is, what is God saying to you?" And I got frustrated because I wanted my mom to say that they were terrible people and that there was nothing wrong with me. I said, it's one of the few times ever, I mean, when I say few, I mean probably the only time I ever said, "Mama, you don't understand. You got to get this, And my mama just quietly walked away and left me sitting there. My dad walks in about 10 minutes later and says, "Son, you missed the whole reason your mom's trying to help you." I went in the bedroom. My mom was now on her knees praying for me with tears in my eyes, frustrated about trying to pastor this rural church. I said, "Mama, what is it? I don't understand. What did I miss?" And my mom said, "Baby, God is always trying to show you something about you so God can do something fresh with you. God's always trying to show you something about you." See, the reason you quit is because you take personally what you're facing. The reason you quit is because you become offended by the stuff that's actually designed to grow you. And in every situation, God is trying to show you something. In every situation, God is trying to grow you. In every failure, God is trying to prove something about you to you. God's trying to show you that you can take it. God is trying to show you that you can endure it. God is trying to show you that you're bigger than enemies. God is trying to show you that you're greater than crisis. You are not the situation. You are the one in it. Know the difference. You are not the situation. You are the one in it. You are the one God is using that situation to prepare you. So now that you're being thrust into new and exciting space. See, people who work at the School of Theology have no clue who I am because they haven't been a part of my journey. And people who I pastored for 26 years have no full clue of who I am because they weren't a part of my journey at the beginning. And people from my first church did not understand fully who I was because God was doing stuff before them. Here's what's amazing. The people in your life will come to discover who you are because they will see what God is doing with you. I had an incredible conversation on Saturday, Pastor Blair, with one of the sons of KFI, and I shared something with them that was really interesting because they were talking about this whole issue of the fellowship and the this and the that. One of the things I said to them, I said, over the years, what I discovered is that what I'm trying to build is not a fellowship with collars and convocations and consecrations. I said that stuff is fine. I feel that God has sent me to build out KFI as a place of community, a place of safe space. So I may never have a convocation. I may never require a collar. But what I will require is integrity as a spouse. What I will require is integrity as a spiritual leader. This is why Kingdom Fellowship exists. But that does not happen until I have grown up enough to be okay when there may be people who join KFI, but they can't stay because they want something more, quote unquote, organized and something more formal. No, what I'm building is a space for men and women. You only can speak with integrity about your purpose when you survive the stuff that makes you want to quit. Wow. When you survive the stuff that makes you want to quit, when you become better, when, like my mother's words to me, what is the Lord saying to you? What is God trying to do to make you better and stronger? You got to conquer the tendency then to want to quit just because it's hard or want to quit because the lessons are great and the student is still immature. The lessons are great, but the student is still immature. So sometimes the reason why the student isn't better is because the lesson is bigger than the student. Enjoying life is not having every sunshine day, but is making rain work for you. When you enjoy life, rain works for you. Man, you take rain and you turn it into reasons to grow. Sun can burn up grass. You need some rain to give it life. If there's too much sun, it burns up the grass. Some of you only want sunny days, but you don't understand that the rain works too. So even as I try to lead the seminary, I'm learning who I am as a leader. And I'm grateful for people like Dr. Flowers and others who help me. At St. Paul, I've been blessed to have people who walk with me. And so you gotta quit quitting. That's what I was trying to say. You gotta quit quitting. You gotta quit quitting. Sometimes your testimony is that I kept going while I was writing resignation letters, while I wanted to quit, while I wanted to walk away. I kept going. I want to give you one final lesson, and this is not in the book, and it's not even in the outline. So Ray, you can type it if you want, but I'm closing with this because this came from my weekend experience. And that's the great thing about being a preacher. You can find a sermon anywhere. I want to close with this. Build a circle that can dance with you. Build a circle that can dance with you. There you go. Build a circle that can dance with you. Ready, Paul? Here's the lesson, Simmons. Here's the lesson. Y'all ready? I see my daughter, Karen Bradford, up here. I see a lot of my church family up here. Here's the lesson. Y'all ready? Here's the lesson. My nephew married a Muslim, a young lady of Muslim descent, right? Her family is from Senegal. And so on Saturday, Ferb, they had a Muslim wedding ceremony. I didn't make it. I was just getting there. But Pastor Blair, the best first assistant anywhere, they had so we had the Christian wedding yesterday, which is what I did. And all the garments were gorgeous. The African garments were gorgeous. But I noticed something. I noticed that a lot of the women were wearing the same kind of material, right? And the reason why is because they have ceremonial outfits that they have designed that that everyone attending, most everyone attending, is asked to purchase or have designed and made. So there were a number of them that had two types of designs. That's another whole story, right? Because most of y'all watching come from Africa, right? Most of y'all watching come from Africa. So we have the wedding and we get to the reception. Everybody's seated, and so when we get to the reception, I need y'all to get this. This gonna be good. When we get to the reception, whenever they would introduce somebody, they would have these introductions, right? And so the DJ introduced the guy who would introduce the MC. So when the DJ introduced the guy who would introduce the MC, the moment that he introduced the guy that would introduce the MC, y'all got to watch this. He would start playing music and people would come from the tables and start dancing with him, right? I ain't catch it. Okay. So they dancing with the guy and they up there dancing, right? I'd never seen it before, right? So the MC, so the guy to introduce the MC, now talks about the MC and how wonderful she is, da-da-da. And then he says, I now introduce to you, sister, da-da-da-da-da. And then everybody would come out from the tables and they would start dancing again. They would start dancing. They would start dancing. And I was sitting there looking at Pastor G going, okay, what am I missing? And then the MC got up and she just introduced people. And tonight we want to say thank you to the bride's sister who came all the way from Canada, and she started walking out dancing. Then all of a sudden people came from everywhere, and they did this for over 2 hours. They introduced my sister, who was the mother of the groom. And they said, we now want to introduce the mother of the groom. And she came out in the center of the floor. And then people came, they died dancing with her. Then they started putting money in her. I mean, giving her money. And then they introduced my twin sister, who's the aunt of the groom. They would now want to introduce the aunt of the groom, and Diane came out, and she was dancing. Then people started coming. And then it dawned on me, y'all ready? It was a celebration. And from our African heritage, what they've learned to do is to dance with each other. You better build a circle of people who can dance with you. You don't need nobody who, when you need to celebrate life, they sitting there looking at you. You need people who can dance with you, who can celebrate with you. Oh, I'm going to preach that. I need somebody to get excited, because maybe God is building around you people who can dance with you. Maybe God is building around you people who can dance with you, people who know how to celebrate your future, people who know how to celebrate your journey, people who are willing to participate in your success. You don't need anybody who always complains and always criticizes and something always going on. I need some people who can dance with me, some people who can move with me, some people who can celebrate when I'm celebrating, not people who are always negative. I need some folk that's got rhythm. And I'm not talking about earthly rhythm. I'm talking about the rhythm of their existence. And they are comfortable being grateful for me, but also comfortable celebrating with me. You need you need to build a circle that can dance with you. That can dance with you. That when you make effort to be the best you can be, can you dance with me? Can you celebrate with me? There's something extraordinary about people who dance with you, who are comfortable seeing you blessed, who find it their privilege. It was amazing that when I was announced as dean, how many people danced with me. But it was also disappointing that people I thought would have danced with me never said congratulations. Some of my own church didn't dance with me because they thought I was leaving. So they're more concerned about me leaving than being happy for me. But here's what I discovered. The ones that did, and there were many, they have never stopped to enjoy what God is doing. Build a circle that can dance with you. Wow. Build a circle that can dance with you. Okay, I'll be back next week. Listen, I think I already got an order or two. You can go to gufeducation@gmail.com and you can purchase the book. 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 I really want to now. I will tell you this: if you want to go ahead and purchase the book now, you can sow the book cost. You can actually sow it in it at $ Bishop JEG, $ Bishop JEG, and put book. No, that's fine. The $ Bishop JEG, and then just put book, and then email me your address, and we'll make sure that the book gets to you. We'll make sure the book gets to you. So let's do that. Bishop JEG, cash at me $15. And that includes what it will cost to mail it to you. The $15 is everything, right? And then email me at gufeducation@gmail.com. You know, in the pandemic, some of our stuff, we just didn't maintain some of it because I haven't sold this book in about 3-4 years, Ray, maybe. I haven't pushed it at all. And I just woke up this morning and the Lord said, push your book again. So go right now to go to $ Bishop JEG, $ Bishop JEG, put book, right? And then go to gufeducation@gmail.com. I know that's a lot, but those who want it, I hope you'll do it. gufeducation@gmail.com. Give me your name and your address, and we will send the book out to you. Okay. Again, thank you for understanding the importance of this season. I'll be back next week. Listen, help me because this is 30 seconds of my narcissistic need. All right. There are a lot of people talking on social media, but I don't know how many are matching the stuff that we're trying to do through E3. I think E3 is special, and I'm grateful to God for the constant growing of me. So I'll be back next week with some more principles from my book. But more importantly, most of what I said is not in the book. It's just life. It's just the wisdom of God extended to me because of the mistakes and failures and, yes, the successes. So thank you so much for watching. Invite somebody next week with you. Talk it up. There are flyers that is often posted around 5. We're going to try to get it out earlier than that, and that's on me. And you can help me. I want to say this to Ministry Sons and Daughters in St. Paul. I go back to what a young man said, Rashawn Wilson, a few weeks ago when he was teaching others. He was talking about the importance of swallowing your leader's content. But he was also talking about the fact that sometimes we make the leader look arrogant because the leader's posting his or her own stuff instead of us pushing the leader and the things the leader's doing. All right. And so Ray, someone put in there about texting them the Cash App for the book. Okay. And again, I'll give it to you. $Bishop JEG, $Bishop JEG, and you can do that. We love you guys. Thank you. We'll be back next Monday. I need to be more consistent on Thursdays as well, but we'll be back next Monday. I love you guys so much. Okay. Someone just put it in the thread for us. Okay, and we'll be back next week. And remember, enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Yeah, Ferb, I liked it too. Swallow your leader's content, right? Swallow your leader's content. All right. Thank you all so much. Appreciate you. I think Pastor G is St. Paul Church of Jacksonville. Whoever that is, if you can take down Sister Philpott number, we will reach out. Sister Philpott number, we will reach out. All right. Yes. Keep swallowing the content of your leader because it's designed to help you be everything you're supposed to be. I love you guys so much. I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all this week, Thursday, but I'll see y'all next Monday for E3. Be blessed, everybody.